Good evening, hello, welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. Welcome to a rest day. Welcome to the cat being annoying. I sat here because he was sitting next to me there and I started talking and he's walked off because I'm boring, but there you go. Anyway, and there's a lot of things I need to get better at in life, in triathlon training, etc. One of which is taking rest days. So today's a complete rest day. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to try and talk you through what my race plan is for 2021. I'm not going to get too far into what times do I want to do, what positions do I want to come, all of that, because it's so far away. Like, there's not much training between now and then. It could be, anything can happen, couldn't it? So what I'm going to do is talk you through the events that I have either entered or I'm going to enter, and I'll tell you which ones I have and haven't. But I'm also looking for some advice because I've got some types of events I'm looking for, but I don't know which one to do. And then also, we'll come to it. So my plan for 2021 is to kick the year off with a spring marathon. I had planned to do that this year. However, obviously, disclaimer, blanket statement, any or all of these may or may not go ahead for obvious reasons, so this is tentatively. I plan to do the Manchester Marathon beginning of this year. Trained really well for between 8 and 10 weeks. Unfortunately, picked up a bit of a knee niggle through doing silly things on the bike, but there you go. So I think that really doing a spring marathon really puts me in good form running wise and gets me ready for hopefully running marathons off of the bike later in the year. I'm not sure which one I want to do. I had planned to do Manchester, as I said. I've entered the London ballot, but that probably won't happen because it's such a slim chance of getting in, and of course the event itself. I wouldn't mind doing like a Boston and Lincolnshire, or even like a smaller event. I'm not fussed about it being flat and fast. I just want a marathon to target and to race. So it's sort of March or April time. Moving on to May, I do try and go to Mallorca the first week in May, so hopefully that'll happen and I'll get a good week training in. And then for the last 4 or 5 years, I've done the Outlaw Half Ironman at Nottingham at Home Pier Point on the 17th or 19th of May. I get a week training in Mallorca and come back for a week, taper, and do the event. It normally works quite well. I'm not going to do that next year because I want to do a different event. I think I've slipped into the habit over the last couple of years of doing the same events. And don't get me wrong, the Outlaw events are great, and the Outlaw Half Ironman Nottingham is great, and a lot of events I've done are good. But I just want to try some new ones. I want to try some different things, different courses and so on. Keep going back to the same course, you just chase your time over and over again, and it's not as thrilling as it once was. So I'm looking for either a half Ironman from the middle of May to perhaps the first week in June, or even an Olympic distance triathlon. I think that might be a good little change for me to really get a bit sharper and focus on that speedier side of triathlon if I have got one. So middle of May to first week in June, half Ironman or a Olympic distance race. Please let me know down below. June the 12th to the 14th, the Hort Route Crans Montana. So that is a 3-day cycling stage race in the Alps in Switzerland, I believe. I'll have to check that. I didn't pay for this event. I did win it in a competition. I cycled 120 something miles and submitted the result and so on. Still got to pay for flights and accommodation and all that. But I have done a Hort Route event before. I did the 7-day Alps race in 2018. So I know what it involves. It involves being fit. It involves being light. It involves riding as hard as you can for as long as the event is. So that's what I'm going to do. I think that will really make me focus on staying light and getting strong on the bike. So that should be good. Moving on to July. The next triathlon, I'm a bit unsure about this one. I haven't, everything up to yet I've mentioned, nothing I've entered, so I've not actually mentioned any events yet, apart from the Hort Route. The Outlaw Full at the end of July, so it's a full Ironman distance triathlon. It's quite local to me where I live. I know the course quite well. I feel like it's unfinished business because I did it last year, but they cancelled the bike leg because it was bad weather. We got out of the water and they stopped us there and told us the bike leg was cancelled. I still did the marathon badly, but I feel like I don't want to go back and tick that off. However, I worry that it's too close to races I've got a few weeks following that, so I'm going to have a think about it and let me know down below when I talk about these next few races what you would do, because the other option is if I go to Outlaw that I could try and get a relay team together. I would love to get a relay team together to try and win the event or win the relays, but every time I think of the best 3 people I know in the triathlon world, I get deselected. So I'm perhaps going to work on that over the next few weeks and see if I can get some sort of team together. If not, I might do the full thing. August the 14th, Cork 70.3 in Ireland. Never done the race before. Of course, nobody's ever done the race before. It's not been on before. Never done the race before. Just a half Ironman in Ireland. The main reason for going, if I'm honest, is that Tri-Sci is doing the full the day after. And also Becky Lineker from Icarus is also doing the full the day after as well. So it'd be good to watch them in a lot of pain whilst I'm only doing half the distance on the Saturday. But I've never done an Ironman branded 70.3, so I thought that'd be a good little first one to do. And of course, with COVID restrictions, it's probably a bit easier to drive, get the ferry, and go to an event than it is to fly into Europe or wherever. So yeah, look forward to And last year at the Fall, the swim was cancelled, so, you know, there's always that chance, isn't there? And then the creme de la creme, the A race of the year, on the 5th of September, Ironman Wales. This is the one target I'm going to declare now. I don't care what time I need to do. My aim is to try and qualify for Kona. Unfortunately, I have moved up an age group because the event was postponed to obviously next year, which means I'm racing in the 30 to 34s. And I think, if anything, that's a little bit quicker than the 25 to 29s. But hey, if it was easy, everybody would do it. So I know roughly what time is going to be needed to do it, condition dependent. But I'm just going to have to work as hard as I can and get as close as I can to it, or better than it, who knows. So yeah, I'm on Wales September. I'll probably then do a couple of events in October, November, a few hill climbs, maybe some time trials in between and stuff. But they are the key events that I'm doing throughout the year, the actual like big events I'll focus on. I'll probably pad the rest of the year out with other things, as I said, time trials and maybe a few road races and stuff. But that's about it for the framework. What do you reckon? Is that a busy year? Is that not a busy year? I feel like that is quite a busy year, but then I think every other year I've done, I always end up entering loads more stuff as it comes up. So yeah. Anyway, I've rambled on enough, but they are my plans for 2021. So if you, as I said earlier, if you're going to be at any of those races, let me know down below. Obviously, I'll be documenting my training leading up to the races. I'll be documenting race days. Thanks, Liz, in advance, and sharing all that good stuff with you. So that's about it for me. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button down below. I'll see you tomorrow at 4 p.m.